Franklin Field and the 2023 American Association All-Star Game. Tom Wynn along with Matt Yazel as we get ready to take a look at the lineups for tonight's contest. Give you a little preview of what's going to be happening out on the field tonight. Of course, Matt, we had a great day one of the All-Star break here. The home run derby, Zach Nerrier of the Cleveland Railroaders ended up winning it, but pretty good battle there between he and Connor Panis in the final round. So tonight we get to the real game, the reason why I guess everybody's here. And let's take a look at the lineups. First of all, we'll tell you about the East. Brian Torres from the Milwaukee Milkmen will be leading off and playing second base. Zach Nerrier, our home run derby winner, he will be playing in center field, batting second. Then you've got Josh Altman, the shortstop from the Chicago Dogs. He'll be hitting third. Roy Morales, another Milkman player, he'll be in the cleanup spot catching tonight for the East. Hill Alexander, the DH from Cleburne, bats fifth. Mark Karaviotis, the left fielder from the Cleburne Railroaders. He'll be hitting number 6. Blake DeBerry, third baseman from the Lake Country Dockhounds, batting 7th. Campbell-Ego, first baseman for the Milkmen. He'll be hitting 8th. And Jesus Mariaga, the right fielder, he will be batting 9th. And Matty, maybe you could run down the West squad for us.
Absolutely, going to be a great battle. And as you mentioned, awesome home run derby last night. It's been awesome all-star festivities here from Franklin Field. Let's break down the West lineup that will oppose the East. Leading off and playing center field, Evan Alexander from the reigning champion Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks, who have plenty of representation here at Franklin Field. Hitting second and playing third, Matt Lloyd of the Sioux City Explorers. In the third spot, Chris Herman, the Kansas City Monarchs backstop. Nick Anderson batting cleanup and playing left field from the Lincoln Salt Dogs. Out in right field is Darnell Sweeney, who is replacing Max Murphy, who was voted in as the starter from the Winnipeg Gold Eyes. Unable to participate was Murphy, so Sweeney gets the call in right field. Then at the designated hitter spot, batting 6th, is Dylan Rosa, who's actually now a member of the Chicago Dogs in the East Division, but he was formerly of the Kansas City Monarchs, so he is sticking with the West team in their starting lineup. Batting 7th and playing second base is Justin Wiley, also of the first place Kansas City Monarchs. In the 8-hole, playing first base is the Sioux Falls Canaries first baseman Mike Hart. And rounding out, batting 9th, is Drew Devine, the shortstop from the Lincoln Salt Dogs.
A couple of key players that some of the fans might want to keep an eye on for tonight's game. Brian Torres, the second baseman for the East, leadoff man for the East, and also perennial leadoff man for the Milwaukee Milkmen, having another tremendous season. Brian, the league's leading hitter at .355. He led the American Association last year in batting average at .374. Looks like he is right on pace again to have another great season. He's the guy who makes the Milkmen offense go, and he'll be leading off for the East tonight.
Absolutely, and a guy who Milkman manager and the East Division manager Anthony Barone has said repeatedly is the best player in the American Association in Brian Torres. So a guy we certainly want to highlight from the East Division. But we'll also go to the West, and a player to highlight in that third spot, Chris Herman of the Kansas City Monarchs is certainly a candidate for Player of the Year early on in this season. Again, the backstop for the Kansas City Monarchs. Monarchs have 2 catchers here with Gavin Collins as well. But Herman, a former major leaguer in his first season in the league, has been up amongst the top 3 in the top 3 categories, the Triple Crown offensive categories. He's been towards the top of all 3 of those in the league all season long. So in that 3-hole for the West Division, he had some travel struggles getting here, but still took part in the home run derby and put on quite a show last night. So certainly a player to watch, Chris Herman in the West Division.
And taking a look at tonight's starting pitchers, on the East side, you have Christian Young, the ace of the Milkmen staff so far this year. Christian having an outstanding year. This is his 3rd year with the Milkmen, 3rd year in the league. It seems like, man, he's putting it all together this year. He had a stretch earlier this year of 5 consecutive games where he pitched at least 6 innings, allowed 0 runs in 4 of those, only 1 in the other one, and 3 hits or fewer each of those outings. So really an outstanding stretch there, and he's been great so far this year. And on the other side, we have arguably the greatest starting pitcher in American Association history, Kevin McGovern.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, on Young, as you mentioned, he's really had a breakout this season in his 3rd year with the hometown Milkmen, formerly a more relief arm, and now has fully transitioned into the ace of this staff. And yeah, on the West side, Kevin McGovern in his 11th season in the American Association, quite wild to say, up amongst the all-time leaders in many pitching categories as well, and having another great season. He's certainly a strikeout-heavy pitcher and a great left-handed arm and a great, really, ambassador of American Association baseball. So it's great to see him here starting the game for the West Division. And also, he's going to serve as the pitching coach for the West Division. And what better pitching coach to have once he's done with his inning or two to start the game. So quite the pitching matchup. We have two very well-deserving arms.
Yeah, we had the American Association Hall of Fame inductions, the class of 2023 today. I got a feeling, Matt, that Kevin McGovern is going to be one day
Absolutely.
headed to the American Association Hall of Fame.
Certainly's got a great chance.
So that sets the stage for tonight's 2023 American Association All-Star Game here from Franklin Field. We'll come back with more right after this. from Franklin Field in Franklin, Wisconsin. It's the 2023 American Association All-Star Game. The East against the West. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Tom Wynn, along with Matt Yazel, bringing you all the play-by-play action here from tonight's All-Star Game. Of course, we were here last night for the Home Run Derby, which was won by Cleburne's Zach Narrier. Zach returning to Franklin Field, back from his season with the Milkmen in 2020. And he ended up winning it, defeating Connor Panis of the Lincoln Salt Dogs in the final by the final of 16-14. But I thought, Matt, a pretty good show the fellas put on. Narrier emerging amongst the group that included Milkman's Campbell Lago, Josh Altman of Chicago, Hill Alexander from the Railroaders, Nick Anderson from Lincoln, Chris Herman from Kansas City, Connor Panis, as I mentioned, from Lincoln, and Vince Fernandez from the Sioux City Explorers. But really kind of kicked off our all-star festivities here in a great fashion. And tonight now we got the all-star game. Beautiful weather here in Franklin, and should be another great show here tonight for the fans.
Absolutely. What a wonderful event this has been for the American Association and, of course, the hosting Milwaukee Milkmen here from the beautiful Franklin Field and the Ballpark Commons campus. It's been an incredible, really, celebration of the top talent in this league, as well as the amazing facilities around the Ballpark Commons campus in Franklin. And what a show those guys put on last night in the Home Run Derby. I think everybody in the crowd seemed, and at the Hall of Fame luncheon today, you got to hear a lot of what the Hall of Famers thought of what they saw, and everybody was really, really impressed with just the pure raw baseball talent that was on display, and can't wait to see what we have in store tonight for the All-Star Game.
4 Hall of Famers inducted into the American Association Hall of Fame, which began last year. We had our first inductee, the legendary Miles Wolff, the founder of the American Association. He was the first and only inductee in last year's ceremony, the first one into the American Association Hall of Fame. This year we have 4. We'll talk about the inductees, but a great group that will now join Miles Wolff in the American Association Halls of Fame. We want to mention that tonight's broadcast is directed and produced by Vertec. Vertec elevates your broadcast by supplementing your production staff with experienced switchers and operators. The graphics you see on our broadcast are powered by Verch's all-new graphics engine, offering advanced stats and personalized graphics on a budget. Visit www.verch.co to give your fans the next-gen viewing experience. And so we are just about set to go with the start of tonight's contest. It'll be right-hander Christian Young from the Milwaukee Milkmen, the ace of the Milkmen's rotation so far this year. And he'll be facing Evan Alexander, the center fielder from the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks, to get it started. The sign from the catcher, Roy Morales, from the Milkmen, and swing and a miss, and we are underway. Game time temperature, a beautiful 78 degrees. The wind coming out of the southeast, not real strong, but enough blowing out toward that left field corner that'll help any balls hit that way. Alexander cuts and fouls back, and he's in the hole 0-2. Evan, now in his second year with the Red Sox after coming up through the Yankees organization, hitting .324 this year with a .946 OPS, 7 homers and 22 driven in. Christian Young, the native of Western New York, delivers a pitch inside. Christian now in his 3rd season with the Milkmen, and he's off to an excellent start this year. 6-3 with a 2.73 ERA. Breaking ball just a bit low. Our umpires for tonight: home plate umpire Neil Turner, first base Reggie Drummer, second base is Mayu Edwards, and the third base umpire Tom Swoboda. Normally 3 umpires for the regular season, but for the All-Star game we've got 4. Swing and a miss, and Christian Young gets it started by striking out Evan Alexander. Of course, the hometown fans here, Franklin Field, enjoying that. Franklin Field, the Shrine of Bovine. Bovine heading a group of 6 league mascots that are here tonight, Matt. So we've got half the league mascots on hand, and
3 on each division as well.
Yep.
Great representation. I think I've heard of a Facebook group among the mascots or some sort of organization. So great work from the mascots and the teams around the league organizing that. Been a hit amongst the kids here in Franklin.
Oh, no question about it. Matt Lloyd, the third baseman, steps in, takes a strike. Lloyd, a Canadian native, having an outstanding season. 353 with a 1059 OPS. He rips this one to right field, and that is down and up against the wall, trying for 2. Here's a throw by the right fielder, Mariaga, and he is out! What a throw by Jesus Mariaga with the shortstop Josh Altman covering. Bang, bang play at second base, and Matt Lloyd is gunned down. 9-6 for the second out of the inning.
How about that? What a throw. Out of the box. Certainly thought he had a double right away. But what a play from Mariaga out and right. Tends to happen in All-Star games right away. These players come out, they're excited, ready to play. You saw in the MLB All-Star game this year, there were 2 highlight plays right away in the top of the first. We got the same thing here.
Absolutely. Here is Chris Herman, the catcher. Chris from the Kansas City Monarchs. One of the significant offensive performers in the league this year, hitting .341 with a 1047 OPS, 15 homers, 59 driven in. Big cut, and he fouls it back. Chris, a former big leaguer, spent all or parts of 8 seasons in MLB, nearly 400 games during his career. And as I said, he has been a major impact player for the Comets this year. Swing and a miss. And Christian Young strikes him out on a beautiful curveball. That retires the side, so Christian Young puts him down in order. In the top of the first, we go to the bottom of the first. It's the West All-Stars nothing, the East All-Stars coming.